Hello world. Okay, so hi, I'm Steve Rack,
And I'm Jeff Rack.
and welcome to our first YouTube video. Today we're going to talk about how to do an organizational chart for your company. So go ahead, Jeff. What's the scoop?
All right, well, we're going to kind of just walk you through the process here of creating an org chart and talking about the different areas within the org chart that you're going to want to look at filling in within your company. This can be used for just about any type of a company. We're both landscape design, build, and maintenance companies, so between the two of us, that's where our focus is, but you can use this process just about anywhere. So Steve's kind of drawing out a basic org chart here and giving an idea of what we can do. So what are you drawing there, Steve?
I'm drawing boxes, and in the boxes are what we're going to put the positions within the company. So if your company is just starting out, if you're a new company, even though you may be the only person working at the company, you still want to do this because maybe your name is going to be in all of these boxes. Maybe you already have employees, but what's cool about this is that you can see the structure of your company, and your employees that eventually come to work with you can see where they can move. So the top box here is where the president goes, or the owner. Okay, so that's your first box to fill right there, is the president. After that, then we can start talking about different things. Like a lot of times if you have an office manager, or if you have some every company in the world has billing and administrative work that needs to be done. So in this box you might want to put administrative.
You got to remember, if you're a small company and you're just getting started at this, whoever's name is up here may be in many of these boxes in the beginning, but what we're trying to do is show you an opportunity to what positions are going to be created within your company so that you can start creating a company vision of what you want it to look like through using this org chart. And then you'll know who you're going to need to hire next and where you're going to need to fit them within the company organizational chart.
So when you start out, you have the president, the owner, which could also be the salesperson. Because if you're not selling, you don't have any income. So your name is probably going to be here and here, and then it's also going to be here at this point because you're also going to be taking care of the books and the paperwork and everything like that. So a lot of times the structure of the company is president, administration, sales, and then employees. Which, if you want to fill that one in.
Do you want employees in there, or do you want production in there?
Production, there we go. That's why we're both doing this, because I'll forget stuff and he'll forget stuff, and we'll fill in for each other.
So in our businesses, we have production. Not all businesses will necessarily have a production end of it. But for what we're talking about a field position or a production person that's going to oversee multiple people below them to kind of make sure that the jobs are getting done.
So for example, in our companies then, like Jeff just said, this might be your production manager, and then underneath that, you've got various other employees. So for example, if this was more of a landscape company org chart, which is what we're actually doing, then you're going to have something like this, where you have your production manager here, and then your crews here. So, president, admin, sales, production, crews. So why do we need this? Well, these guys are going to report to him. This guy is going to report to him. This guy reports to him. This guy reports to him. So you're starting to see, if you look at this, then you can start seeing how we are building the structure of the company as we go.
As you grow your company too, I guess Steve's getting ready to draw the next item, you're going to end up having more people in these roles potentially. So you want to continue to look at that, and you want to make sure that as you're looking up the org chart, that whoever is in whatever role, that they don't have too many people reporting to them. They say basically 3 to 5 direct reports is a good number, and that means somebody that's directly reporting to you. So as a president, you don't want to have to be having the people at the very bottom of this org chart all reporting to you. You want to have them moving up to their crew, to their foreman, to their production manager, whoever, but so you want to create these levels.
So what I did is I put other boxes underneath the office manager, the salesman, because eventually this position will be a sales manager, and then you'll just have your sales team, or salesman or woman here that'll report to him. Your office and administrator will have, maybe a secretary, or help that will end up helping them out. So sometimes what I like to do in my company, and I think what Jeff likes to do in his company, is we will make an organizational chart and we'll push it out a year. So we'll look at a year and say, how big is our company going to be next year? How many crews are we going to need? Are we going to need another production manager? Do we need to hire a salesperson? Do we need an office person? What do we need? Okay, so a lot of times what I'll do is I'll put that position, I'll use maybe a red marker or a red typeface if I'm doing it, which you can do this on a computer. There are various programs that you can do this on. We'll talk about that maybe in another video, but right here we wanted to do a basic one on a whiteboard so you can see what we're doing. But as you're growing the company, I like to put these particular things where we don't have anybody hired here yet in a different color. So maybe this would be in red ink to show that, hey, I'm looking for an office manager. Right now I'm doing the office manager and the president position, but eventually I'm going to need to hire this person, so in the next year I'm going to put that in red. Same thing, you may not have a production manager yet, so you put that in a different color so that you know that, hey, this is the person that I'm looking to hire. So you're kind of making a little roadmap for your company.
Yep, exactly. And underneath your crews, typically you're going to have anywhere from, you could have 1 to 5 people underneath each crew member, under each crew foreman. So now what's happening is this guy who's in this spot here says, I want to move up in the company, where can I go? He can go to be a crew foreman. Or this guy can move up to production, or this production guy can maybe move into sales. You know, so it gives the employees an opportunity to see where they can move within the company. And it's nice, if you do have openings in red, somebody down here may know that we need a person as an office manager or as a salesperson or whatever, and then you can put that, you know, the word goes out and people know that we need to fill that position within the org chart. So
it's not a very hard process. You can do it on a piece of paper, you can do it on a big, if you have a whiteboard in your office, you can do it if you have a big, you know, foot chart or whatever. The important thing is just to do something like this so that it gets you thinking about how the structure of your company works. A lot of times as business owners, him and I are both small business owners, we both own landscape companies. I have about 20 employees, same with Jeff here. You know, you tend to think, well, I have all this in my head. Well, eventually it gets to a point where you have to get it out on paper. It's good for the whole company to be able to see that they have, like Jeff said, positions to move into, and you have that opportunity for growth within your company. So it's a good first step. A lot of people, we do consulting, so a lot of people that we meet with, they don't have org charts. They haven't come up with one yet. So it's a very easy process. This is a very simple organizational chart that we put together today for you, and that's basically it.
yeah,
Right?
that's pretty much it. You can go on, you know, different websites, look at different opportunities that are out there, you know, but just create something that'll work for your company. You don't want to go too elaborate, you don't want to go too crazy, you just want to have something that'll work for your company, and post it in your company. Let the people within your organization know where they're at within the org chart. It'll help your business work better, it'll make people understand what their position is within the company.
So there you have it. That's our first YouTube video. We'll see how it works out. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope we help you out. And don't forget to visit our website, www.rackconsultingllc.com. And see you next time.
Thank you.